What's up? What's up? Hey, Facebook, what's going on? What's going on? Let me see. Can I add a filter? Maybe that'll be like a nice effect or something. What's up, y'all? Happy lunchtime. It's what day is today? Thursday. Happy Thursday. Turn up Thursday. Thankful Thursday. So I know we don't normally do this. What's up, YouTube? What's going on? Hold on. Can I add a filter? Maybe that'll be okay. Let me mute myself here. We are live on our YouTube channel, Barker Family. What's up? What's up? You see the title, you see it. Lunch special, marriage edition. Marriage talk lunch special edition. What's up? What's up? I gotta go like this because y'all see the little chunks coming in from this baby right here. So I gotta put it up. You know I keep it real, don't play. This retarded internet is getting on my nerves. You're speaking that into existence. So maybe if you say you don't get a call, you won't get a call. Right? Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Why is this not working? I just gotta turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone. It's acting up, but we on YouTube. We live. So listen, we got Mr. Barker in the building. What's up, y'all? Y'all know I'm excited. You guys haven't heard from us in a little bit of time. Barker was out of, commission, doing some contract work. He did his men talk last week. I did my women's talk the last couple of days. We're different. He's back home, back in the building. So we are super, super excited. We missed him, of course. I was trying to put filters. It's not working. So
oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Okay, so we are on Instagram, Facebook. What is that? Marriage. Hey y'all, what's up? Lunch edition. Maybe you could put a little bit of filters or something on there. Let me see. Yeah, let's switch it up. I just don't like this right here. This background thing. I gotta change the setting. But anyways, it's good. Let's come sit. Where you want to? Huh?
Where you want to sit at?
Right here in these chairs. Okay. You hear the birds chirping. Lunchtime special. We was gonna get on last night, y'all, but I passed out.
Right there, that chair look like it's about to fall, and you gonna sit in it.
I was gonna fix it, or you were gonna fix it for me. No, can you move mine up a little bit? So listen, marriage edition. I mean, lunch edition. Y'all know I gotta put my head up because look at it. Look at that.
Let's go.
Can you put my seat up a little bit? Yeah. All right, so let's get it crunk.
Three devices.
Oh, sheesh. Kind of. Well, I don't know if I like that angle though on this YouTube. Do I look super chunky, babe, on this YouTube? Maybe why you got the ball though?
What's on
right here. No, I was gonna have you hold this.
Okay.
So it could be not too much of an angle of my extra chin going on.
Is that
I need to. Is that serious? Okay, right here. So you got
do you got a filter on here?
Yeah, I got the background blur.
Oh.
Right there. So listen, so what's the topic today? So Brandon wanted to get into a topic. He's been talking about this whole
Look, you're not in here.
Hey, I gotta turn that shot right there. So Brandon has been talking about this. You want to take it off?
It's up to you.
Brandon has been talking about what you been talking about?
Argument.
Oh, when you argue or we argue, how's the communication? So I said, you know what? We didn't get on. Last night I passed out, y'all. Like literally like 9 o'clock. I was knocked out on the couch. And at this stage in my life, hey y'all, at this stage in my life, wherever I pass out, don't bother me. Don't move me. It don't matter if you think I look uncomfortable, but do I feel comfortable? Right? So I passed out on the couch, 9 o'clock, mad early. Brandon we was watching a movie, but I fell asleep. My bad. And so we didn't get to do it. So Brandon wanted to do this since like a couple of days ago last week. I don't even know. Why do you want to do argument and communication?
Well, what I was saying as far as
Put it
argument,
to you.
oh, what I was saying as far as argument and communication is for the person that is arguing, right? The person that is arguing
Mm-hmm.
or that is frustrated and trying to explain, they're trying
So
to
not the listener.
not the listener.
Okay.
They're trying to communicate something, but they're not understanding or not able to find the right way to
So it's
communicate
not that they're not understanding, they're not able to find the way.
to communicate
Yeah, so maybe
properly.
take out the understanding
Yeah,
part.
they're not communicating properly. Now, for the person that is listening to the argue,
Uh-huh.
you got to be like this. You can't be ready for like a reply or a
Rebuttal.
rebuttal or something like that.
He's talking about me, y'all.
You got to be intentional in trying to figure out what are they really trying to communicate to me.
Yes, I got a Christmas shirt on.
So you got to dissect that.
So
and-
listen in a better way.
Yeah, like what is my spouse really trying to tell me right now?
So focus on what you're saying,
Yeah, so
not what I'm about to say.
right.
I think it was.
So you're gonna focus on what your spouse is saying that seems like it's argumentative, which seems like it's argumentative,
Uh-huh.
but you really need to just understand what they're trying to communication. So you're
Right.
listening with intentions of like, okay, I know they're frustrated. I know he's.
But wait a minute, time out. So does the listener or the supposed listener, alleged listener, should they tell the person that's trying to communicate, if you see them frustrated, should, like, if you're frustrated telling me argument, right, or disagreeing on something, should I tell you what y'all think? Should I tell my husband, hey, you sound a little frustrated or you sound upset? Or maybe not even say that because it'll get worse, triggers. Or you can say, hey, maybe this is not the right time to talk about this. Let's wait till everyone is calm and level, then we'll just get back. You don't think that's a better situation?
That is a better situation, but that don't always play
That doesn't
out that
always
way.
happen. 'Cause you'd be like, no, I want to tell.
Yeah,
Like me, I'd be like, no, I want to tell you now.
Yes.
Okay.
So when somebody's like, no, I want to tell you now, then that's when you take the time out and say, all right, let me listen to what they really want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then once
So
you
don't try to calm you down.
don't just listen. Just
Okay.
listen.
Okay.
Because when you're listening, it's kind of that saying if I'm not arguing back, then who you arguing with?
Right.
You arguing to yourself. If I'm not saying nothing, then who? It's nothing to argue back about,
Mhm.
So once you finish, I'm not gonna say, because this always happen, when you get the smart mouth. Are you finished yet?
Who's a smart mouth?
Either or.
Me?
Either or. You can say,
You talking about me?
Are you finished yet? Are you finished? You don't want to do that. Let them finish.
You talking about me?
And then once they finish or they don't have nothing to say, then what you want to do as a listener is to reply back with, I just want to understand, is this what you was trying to say to me to make
That's
sure that
good.
you got it?
So one, active listening for the other person, right? Two, I think you forgot one.
What?
For you as the arguer or this opener,
The one who's arguing.
the one who's just starting the conversation that's upset, right?
Yeah.
How about the tone and the words being discussed and used during this topic? Hey, what's up, Joseph?
Well, I think really, like, when it comes into arguments, I
Well,
think
can we say disagreement? Because arguments, some people think arguments, you're yelling, maybe you're cursing. So people have different definitions of argument.
I think it's both.
So it could be.
I think every couple argue and every couple disagree.
Yeah.
That's just being real. I ain't gonna fake the fun. I think every couple argue, somebody getting yelled at one day or another. Hey, yeah, sometimes. Hey,
I know I do. That Spanish side come out real quick.
Hey, it's real. Hey, at one point them emotions are gonna take over at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if it's something you passionate
But when it's
about.
too leveled, you should not. You should take a time out.
Yeah. Now, if it's too elevated, then yeah, take a breath, take a walk, and say, you know what? Let me figure out how I'm gonna say this to her, or I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. But if it's something right there, in the middle of the passion or the emotions or something, just
So active listening,
right.
watch your tone and your words and your way, because you also don't want to be the one that you might be too upset and might start saying some things like, well, you didn't do this, or then you start, maybe the cursing comes out, maybe the bad work, but it has to,
Yeah, and then you know what I'm saying, and then that's when you got to be like, all right, hold up, I'm gonna listen to what you saying, but you're not gonna disrespect me by what you saying. That's one thing,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna listen, but you're not.
See, but that's the thing.
We're gonna draw the line in the sand.
Like, I've tried a couple times when you be in your zone, and I'd be like, babe, that's kind of not nice. And you'd be like, I don't give a, that's why I gotta tell you right now, so you could listen, so you got it. And I'd be like, you know what? And that's when I say, y'all, ladies out there, couples, that's when sometimes I tell B, you know what? I'm gonna let you be, because you obviously are in a whole nother area, and I'm not just gonna sit here and have you go in.
Well, no, see, and that's the thing. Like, that's the
Because you
thing.
be having your moments.
Yeah, everybody, we all have our moments.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like this. So when you have that time of, where you heated and stuff, it's best to just, you know what I mean. The person who's arguing, I'm pretty sure they're gonna say some stuff that they regret. Because
Unfortunately, that's how life is.
That's how life is. They're gonna say some things they might regret. They might say some things that they didn't mean at that time, but at that time,
words are very powerful. And like, one of the biggest things, like for me, I've been working on is that, because when I used to get angry, I used to go all the way in, like really bad, and cursing and yelling. And I used to say like really mean things to Brandon until one of my friends pointed it out. She was like, girl, that's not honoring your husband. So number one, ladies, and I'm still working on this. Don't think I don't think I'm don't think I'm great now. Number one, honoring your spouse. Do you honor your husband? Do you honor, and even your wife? Do you honor your wife, men out there? Because honoring is not just for the wife. As a spouse, as a marriage, you need to honor one another.
Yeah.
My chin looks horrible on that video, babe. Ooh. Anyways, so go ahead. So active words, maybe tilt it more so it's not. There it goes. A little bit. There it goes. What else?
But it's really dissecting the communication. It's dissecting everything. And like I said, at the time you can say, like you said, as far as drawing the line in the sand, is just saying, make sure like, hey, I understand you mad, but we're not gonna disrespect each other.
Right.
That's one thing you want to do that, and you can say what you got to say, but we still got limits.
So open communication is another one.
Right.
Because you could have a communication while you're not agreeing and arguing or whatever you want to call it. But what if one of the spouses is not open? What if they're just shut down? They're always just like, I'm just gonna listen, I'm not gonna say nothing back. Like, what about that part? Because part of communication is also being open. And this is what I tell Brandon, and this is me. I tell B a couple times, I be like, babe, a conversation is two people. So sometimes when I'll be discussing, arguing, whatever you call it, whatever, let's just say disagreeing, and he just be just there. And I'm like, are you part of this discussion? Because I feel like I'm talking to the wall sometimes, because sometimes, and unfortunately, women are more talkative. That's just a found research. Men shut down sometimes, or they do have less words than women. And sometimes I gotta remind him, like, literally, a matter of fact, there's times I've told B, hey babe, this is when you talk. Like, hey Brand, this is when you respond.
Well, see, sometimes by that point you don't forgot what you was gonna respond.
Because he wasn't active listening.
No, it was active listening, but see, this is the thing too now.
I already know what you're about to say.
At the same time,
it could have been a run-on sentence.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, at the same time, you can say stuff, and if I feel like I can't speak or have the floor, of course, any person is going to shut down. Well, like, all right, this is your show. I'll let you have your show. So don't, when you want me to come on stage and perform and sing, now I'm not going to sing because this is your show.
That's a good point, ladies. That's a good point, ladies.
Like let me say my piece, and then we go back and forth that way.
So for my wives chiming in, or for the ladies chiming in, because we are such talkative women or talkative people, we also have to remember, this is for me too. We also have to remember when to shut up, when to just be quiet. Let your husband, let your spouse, let him talk too, because, and I'm still working on it. Sometimes we be like, I was gonna say something, but you still talking.
Yeah, because it'll run off from one
I don't be wanting to forget. That's
one
my thing.
exactly. So it'll run off from one subject to another subject,
I
and
know.
now I can't even discuss the first subject we talked about because we're on the third subject. You know?
Really? So okay, so open communication.
And then it's like now that we're on the third subject, and then you can be like, oh, so now we're going back to that. Well, I never got to even discuss it with you.
Yeah, so that's right, because I'll be frustrated, like I'm not even on that no more. And he'd be like, but I never even responded to the first sentence, and you already on the third sentence. That's why you wanted to talk about this today?
Yeah.
You wanted to air the situation?
Yeah.
What else, Brandon? It's your floor tonight.
No, see,
It's your floor today at lunchtime.
no, it's not my
Lunchtime
floor.
I should have named it a men's special. What else?
No. So, when it comes to that, disagreements and arguments, and I'm gonna say arguments because arguments do happen in marriages, right? We're not gonna, and it might not be in public.
I think there's levels to arguments, though.
Yeah, there are
We can
levels.
argue every day, but it'll be like little stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's not like a big old walking away,
Yeah,
slamming the door argument.
yeah, none of that. But like, it is arguments, whether it's in public's eye or not in public's eye, because
Or intentional or unintentional.
or behind closed doors. Those arguments do take places, or disagreement.
And sometimes disagreement can
And sometimes those arguments take place. It could
sun
be
is in my face.
the arguments can take place just because it's nothing even dealing with your spouse. It's something that you might be got going on that you're frustrated, and that anger was brought over into
Good morning,
the disagreement.
Yolanda.
Yeah.
Remember, you remember her? Hey, girl. She been MIA. We miss you. Hope all is good. Well, I know all is good.
So
God is
yeah.
good.
So sometimes those arguments can change and be from some other frustration that you might have or something that happened on throughout the day.
So that's see, that's good you mentioned that, because sometimes wife or husband, we don't know, you might have had a stressor at the job. You might have had like for right now, you guys, my hormones are man, Brandon will tell you, like he'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like what happened? Like you were just fine, and I'm just like, man, this hormones, I'll be all over the place sometimes. But it could have been something at his job, something that happened with me, or something that maybe I'm just tired, and we have to also remember to ask our spouse, hey, how are you doing today? I asked Brandon 199 times all the time. He be tired, like, babe, I'm fine. I'm good. I ask him when he wakes up, hey, how you feeling today? Hey, good morning. Hey, how's everything? Even in the middle of the day or when he's in the office now, like, hey, babe, you need anything? Is everything okay? Or, but that's part of the communication that us as women, wives, also should have with our husband. So kind of the stressor part, right?
Yeah.
Understand that, because I could have been like, babe, can you get this shirt? And you go in on me like, what? It's just a shirt. And it's really like a client just pissed you off or something.
Yeah.
And now I'm the one that's about to take the hits. And sometimes I tell him, like, yo, it's not my fault. Or he'll tell me, like, man, you got an attitude with me. I didn't do anything. I'm like, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I told him the other day. I said, I'm sorry. I was being mean the other day. I didn't mean to be mean. I don't like being mean to Brandon. It just comes out. What else did you want? I know you was talking about the walk away, the attitude, the not listening, like, yeah, okay, whatever.
The walk away.
Remember, like if you're talking and I'm looking at you and I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's just disrespectful.
Our arguments, disagreements turn into not talking for a while. See, I'm glad that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
That's what Brandon was saying. I'm glad you brought that up, yo, because Brandon had brought that up to me. Remember, that's what you wanted to kind of go into as well.
If it's something major, and it might be major in your eyes, it might not be major in the other person's eyes,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But if it's
Wait, which means what is required? What is required, y'all? This is something we've been learning. We just read it today. In a marriage, it's in the Bible app, you guys. Matter of fact, for all my married couples out here, oh man, that's the dude. For all my married couples, just put the red. Or you're gonna text him back. You're gonna pause it. Can't talk. Call me later. Or I'll call you later. For all my married couples out there, there's an amazing, amazing, amazing married couples out there on the Bible app. If you guys don't have it, you should have it. And if you don't, you definitely need it. There's a plan called intentional marriage.
Yeah.
Or something. Was it intentional marriage? I don't know. I'm gonna put it on my page. It's so amazing. And today's was going over empathy as a spouse. So I think that's another that what you were just saying. Like when the other person is kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Empathy on the other spouse is what's kind of missing. You know what I'm saying? Like when sometimes I tell you, like, man, you're not understanding what I'm saying, but that's not nice. He was like, well, that's how I had to tell you, did it. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not listening to my feelings. That's not being empathetic of my feelings, you know? You get what I'm saying?
So she said, what did she say again?
When it turned into not talking for a while.
Okay, so
wait, who's not talking for a while? The one that argued or the one that was listening and don't want to hear it? That's the question I have if she's still on.
All right, so look, the thing is 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah, 2 days at the most.
At the most, we don't do that.
I know, but I'm just saying 2 days at the most. If you're something, because
it shouldn't pass bedtime.
Listen, no. It's still on your mind and it's still something you talk about. But if it's something that's really deep,
yeah,
because the emotions are still gonna be there. You know what I mean? At least let the emotions kind of dissolve a little bit, where you can really reason with a person.
Is that kind of like when the other day when we got into a little situation on the phone and I hung up and I talked to you all afternoon and then we said goodnight and then the next day I was kind of like minimal and you were like, what's wrong? Like, why are you really not talking much? And I was like, well, this is what you said, isn't it? So is that 2 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 days.
Mine doesn't feel like he should have empathy for me. He says I need to get out of my emotions.
Well,
both.
Well, no, your emotions, especially women, their emotions always gonna play a part when it comes to something they're feeling.
Yeah, but should the husband care about those emotions?
Yeah, he should. Yeah, he should. He should care how you feel.
And I think it's important because if not, and I love my boy. I love my boy too.
But usually sometimes like
But that's being selfish.
No. When they should care about your feelings. But in the middle of an argument, somebody might say, "I really don't care how you feel."
Oh yeah. But she's saying after the fact.
Now after
she said after the argument happened, they don't talk.
And they're not really caring about your emotions or how you feel about the situation.
Right.
Okay. So when they don't care about the situation, that's just when you gotta start, you gotta talk to them and bring it to them and say, look, I just want you to see my perspective of the situation. I just want you to put your shoes.
But if he's already saying get out your emotions, that's already a selfish tactic.
Yeah, well, it is a selfish tactic, but then you also say, hey, can you just take a second to look at it from my point of view? Just let's just switch places real quick.
She put, I understand if one is upset and they need to calm down, but to continue to go for extended period without talking is not good in a relationship because that allows the enemy. Yes. You know what? Let me ask, what do you mean by extended period? How long typically? You're talking about like couple hours, couple days, weeks, because someone can hold a grudge for a week, for a minute.
Listen, we're gonna talk about it, yes, and that's what I'm saying. Let me say, we're gonna talk about it within the 2 days. If there's something serious,
it should be discussed.
Now, I'm not gonna say you're gonna forget about the situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking you to forget. You know what I'm saying? But we do got to get to a point where we're gonna move forward. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
that's good.
And we can't sit up here and just stay on the same issue, because all we doing is being on a merry-go-round. You know what I mean? And nothing's
Being
getting
resolved.
resolved, or no progress, or we not even. And even if we address the situation, what steps are we doing to grow from this situation?
And then
You know,
resentment grows.
yeah, like we got to have like a plan. Like, you can't have something that happened and now you don't got a plan to resolve it. You know what I mean? And that plan could be going to counseling. That plan could be talking to each other more about it.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That plan, you got to have a plan, and you can't say, "Oh, we just think I'm done. We're going to avoid it," or "I'm not really caring how you feel." No, we both got to have a plan and agreement that we work, and we got to take these steps to get past this issue.
Yeah.
Any issue you have, you're gonna have to take steps to get past it. It might be financial, you know, it might be financial issues that you have.
She put even the word says to not go to bed with anger. But like for example, we just went a whole week not talking.
Listen,
Wait, I just want what she said a week, like not talking or just not discussing the topic.
no, you don't go to bed angry and stuff. You don't go to bed angry. I know I have to touch the pocket, but I'm holding both of these
Hold
phones.
on, let me clean this. Ooh,
So you don't go to bed angry.
she said a week not talking, I think.
No,
That's what she means.
no, you gotta talk. You guys gotta talk.
My thing is, and I know this is not good, but my thing is, you ain't talked to me for a week. Who you talking to?
No, you gotta talk.
You know, not just the women inside of me coming out. You know,
Listen,
like you said, the enemy though creeps in.
listen, you gotta talk, because you know what I mean, the communication, that's what wanted to separate you guys. You know what I'm saying? What brings y'all together is communication, you know what I mean?
And it's okay
But
to disagree.
right, but this is the thing.
A little bit of sun is beaming.
Yeah, in a second. When we communicate now, every time we talk, we not gonna be talking about the same thing every time we say something to each other, okay? That's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? We're not gonna every time.
Topic of the day.
Yeah, like it's not gonna be, we gonna harp on this, okay? We're not gonna give that. And see, that's the thing. You don't want to give something that you're going through too
Energy.
much energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because see, you start giving it energy. Guess what that energy start doing? That energy start roaming. And guess who know now? Now your sisters and your brothers and your cousins and your mom and your auntie, everybody know now
you know
what's going on.
But I'm glad you make that point because sometimes, and I'm gonna say this for me and maybe women, sometimes women do tend to linger longer to a scenario or disagreement or argument scenario situation longer than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we have to just
holding that grudge.
Sometimes we have to learn to, like, you know what they said, let go and give it to God. And I'm not saying don't resolve it. I'm saying talk it, resolve it. And even if it's a disagreement that you don't agree, we move forward and let it go.
Yeah, and that's why I said you might not forget, but you gotta forgive.
It can cause me to not care anymore. Listen, it can remember that can happen.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me when we argued the other day when you didn't hear me out, and I was just like, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I told B. I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm not. I even said I'm not even gonna call you until you call me while you're at this position, because he just said some kind of at the time frustrated scenario statement and was like, you got to handle your own stuff, or he was just rude, y'all. I took it personal and it hurt my feelings, and maybe it's my hormones. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. I ain't gonna call you. You call me, buddy. See you next time. Ain't nobody chasing nobody, even though he's my husband, though, but still.
I did call her though.
True. He did call because he was like, what's going on? Why you call me? Why you not talking? I was like, no, you do you, son. You working. I ain't gonna call you.
But then what did I do when I called you? I explained.
Oh yeah, he then rehashed it because he was I think you were in a better place that time, because when you said it the first time, your tone got a little wild. And me, I'm not. You're not about to be loud with me on the phone.
No, the tone.
Mom, uncle, brother, sister, cousin.
Listen. No, what happened was
Come on, this son. I'm about to get naked on y'all.
Listen, what I said was I said my piece, right? But we going in the house?
No, right here.
Okay. So what I did is I let her say her piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with her saying her piece, then
Turn it more.
right here.
Yeah.
With her saying her piece, she wouldn't let me get in the word. So then I'm like, when I didn't get in the word, it made me come out in a frustrated way of saying what I wanted to communicate. So
So that wasn't an effective, positive
it
moment.
wasn't an effective, positive way. Like I said, guys, hey, look, we gonna keep it real, right? So yeah,
Jesus people or not, it is what it is. And we're being honest with y'all.
so then, it came out with like once I got to say what I got to say, I was done and stuff, right? I left it at that. So she had mad, she got off. She was like, all right, we'll talk later.
Because at that time, like Yo said, I was feeling like he wasn't even caring about my feelings and emotions on what was happening.
But during that
Which he
time,
wasn't, because you just was like, okay,
but
bye.
listen, but during that time, you got to think about some things too. Now, it wasn't just
What
the
did I
way,
do?
it wasn't the way I came back and communicated. You had, even though we had that time apart, what I communicated to her, she got to thinking, and then I know it kind of hit her a little bit. And sometimes I told her like this: even though somebody might be doing good in the situation,
Hmm.
you still got to let them know that it's still work to be done. You know what I'm saying? It's still
Mhm.
work to be done. It's still things that got to be done. And it's not, I always use sports because I'm a sports guy. I always use this like this. A championship team always have improvements. And a championship marriage is always going to have improvements because it's always another level.
Right.
It's always another step. The work is never done. Right. So when you think everything is going good, it's going good right now, but still, you got to be ready to prepare for when it's not going good.
Right.
And sometimes when it's not going good, somebody's slacking or both of y'all slacking. So we got to get on our stuff, you know what I'm saying, to get it back right. And if we ain't going to check each other, who will? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now,
And which is okay.
yeah.
But sometimes the check-in can be aggressive.
Yeah, it
Well,
can't be
most times.
aggressive.
And I'm not just saying Brandon. I know I get like that day when he was rude. I was rude and said some things back. And I see that, but this is the thing. I'm still working on me because listen, I start off really like, hey babe, calm and gentle and loving. But then when he gets a little bit rowdy, and I know this is not the
No,
best
I
solution.
waited. You started cursing at me.
Sometimes I go
You
in.
started cursing at me, and then I was like, okay, she want to take it to there, right?
In other words, he in his mind, he's like, okay, she wants to get gangster. We about to get gangster right back. That's what he does. And it's like, how you gonna argue with a gangster person, gangster back? Like that doesn't work out. But look, she said, yeah, I do, Brandon, because I'm trying to get my point across, and he makes me feel like he's not trying to hear me, and he is just cutting me off. So now I am shutting down.
And that's the thing,
You know what though? I think that when the arguments, disagreements start getting to the point that one is not being heard or one feels like they're not being heard, I think now is when you start putting in mediation, counseling. And of course, I'm not saying, yes, we have God, yes, we pray, yes, all that, because that's number one, but we still do need a physical person in the middle that now they're gonna be able to kind of be mutual, okay, because they're mutual. They're not Brandon's team or Jennifer's team, because that's how our counselor is. She'll let us know real quick, like, okay, Brandon, like maybe you wasn't really hearing her out, or okay, Jen, maybe you were a little bit intense. So that's when,
and
you know,
and let me get this out the way before we go any
she said
further.
I'm the same way.
Let me
I know
go.
you be getting gangster.
Let me get this out the way. You know what I mean? Because it is
And don't get too close with your thing back there. Get me excited while we're doing this live
Listen,
now.
it is a stigma of black men not going to counseling because they feel like somebody's in their business.
We might need to do a call about that.
It is nobody ain't in your business. Ain't nobody really concerned about your business like that. But you need somebody to help you deal with your business, right? Because don't no business run itself.
And remember, we also, because some people don't. There's other people that don't believe in a therapy because it's only God.
Yeah, and that's the thing. No.
God is first
God,
always.
God is first, but you still need somebody. See, this is the thing. When it comes to a therapist,
That's what they're there for.
therefore, right? So they hear both sides. What their job is to bring you guys to a common ground where y'all both can agree. Y'all
Mhm.
might disagree, but their job is to
She
put both
said,
sides together and say, look, okay, I understand you don't like this, but he like that, and you like this, and he don't like that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make this work where both of y'all like, where we can both, you know, you gotta give and take. All right.
right,
It's a
right.
give and take type of relationship. So you're gonna have to give something, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
take this away from you.
And
Okay.
if it's such a big deal, there also are Christian therapists.
Oh yeah.
She said he refuses to go to therapy.
Yeah, because it's like they feel like somebody's in their business. Honestly,
Or telling them what to do.
or tell them what to do. Like to me, I think therapy is to me, therapy to me is mentally relaxing. I don't know about y'all, but to me, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, it's mentally relaxing. You know why?
You're releasing that stress.
No, you know why? Because like I said, I'm not even arguing with my wife now. And guess what? I get to say everything I wanted to say.
Right.
And then, at the same time I
Because we gotta be
listen,
quiet, ladies.
you gotta be quiet so everybody get their turn, right? So now when she say everything she said, I get to say everything I want to say, right? And then that's when the therapist had the floor. Nobody get to say nothing, right? So then everybody got to shut up besides the person who you paying money to see because this is their job to handle.
Or insurance, because some of y'all insurance is covering your
Yes.
therapies.
So now the therapists say what they say, and what they do is they give you a plan, and you go back and you operate and execute this plan.
That's good.
And then if you come back and the plan didn't work, you come back, she got to do a whole new strategy.
What about,
But if she come back and it is some type of progression,
babe, but discuss the plan though.
then
Because remember one of the, babe, what about the plan though? Remember one of the plans in the therapy for us, our number one plan was when we leave this room,
oh, we can't even talk about
we
it.
can't talk about it or argue or nothing.
No, you can't even talk about it. When we can't say, you can't say, oh, why'd you say this in the counseling session? Or I didn't know you was gonna go there with it.
Brandon love, you need to come out like, I used to be like,
she would want to talk about it.
At the beginning, I did. I used to be like, I don't care what she said. I'm gonna tell you this. Brandon was like, no. But after a while, I noticed the difference of the healthy relationship boundaries that session would have us go and like you said, the plan. Like, okay, we resolved it, or we got to just see what else we can do. You know.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
That.
So yeah. So as far as communication is a big deal. It's very important. He feels like time will solve problems. Well,
Yeah.
time with no action or plan or
No time.
steps is not just
When
gonna solve
somebody say
problems.
time is solve the problem, they just hoping you forget about it.
And putting it under the rug, and then just move, just keep going.
Yeah.
But then eventually, like our pastor says, eventually the rug is so filled that you're gonna start tripping.
Right. Keep scooting stuff under the rug. Eventually, you ain't gonna be able to walk over it.
Right.
So that's the thing. Time is about forgetting, allowing you the time to forget about it. But guess what happens with that happens, right? It allows you to forget, right? But when something occurs, it brings it back out.
Yep, every time.
You know what I'm saying?
It might not have nothing to do with the argument.
It might have nothing, but it brings that old thing. See, now if you already been working on that problem and something like that comes about, then now you got to affect the way to how to handle it. You know what I mean? Now you're like, okay, we've been through this before somewhat. I know how to handle or control this situation.
So, all right. So to close it out, let me just recap. So it was active listening, tone, right?
Right.
Tone and words, empathy. It's okay, if needed, having the mediator or the therapy.
Yeah. And if somebody's arguing with you, listen really deeply on what they're really trying to say, what they're trying to. It's kind of like a frustrated kid. You know what I'm
But I
saying?
don't forget, LOL. I know we don't. That's
I,
why. That's why we got to resolve these issues.
it's like a frustrated kid. Sometimes they might say something out of frustration, but they really, want to be loved or something. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Yeah, that's a good thing to close
Yeah,
it out is finding the deeper root of the disagreement, the argument. Because like we said from the beginning, it might have just been a stress level. It might have been, shoot, you might ain't get none in a couple of days and you just need some. Like, yo, let me get some real quick. Or it might be something like you said, like the love, the intimacy, the us not feeling like you're not listening, or there has to be a deep root in what we are prolonging, and then keeping the communication open, not letting it 24, 48 hours or more. It becomes unhealthy now. It becomes an unhealthy relationship with not so many boundaries on communication, right?
correct.
Because now you feel like, no, you're just on your own.
Right.
So that was pretty good. I'm glad we did our lunch special. Brandon got to get going to a couple of his meetings, looking all sexy in our office, little businessman. I love it. I like it.
Excite me home, guys.
I do. Why wouldn't you like your spouse home and making money and working, and we now he sees what I kind of do and go through, and he's been helping me, and I'm just glad, and just speaking powerful words, positive words, because I was praying on him coming home early, and I really been saying for months, like, I really wish you could be home with me like a week or two before the baby's born to help with the kids. And won't he do it?
Well,
Look
he
at
does.
God,
Look at
so
God.
staying positive,
He,
um staying positive, and can you pray out?
yeah. All right.
Thank y'all for chiming in. We'll be back on, what day is today? Thursday. We might be back on tonight.
Tonight,
I'm
we'll
not
see what's
sure.
going on.
We'll see.
We got
Or ladies
basketball
night.
games. We got a lot of things going on, but hopefully we can be back on tonight. So I would love to be back on tonight.
Yeah, and share, like, subscribe, go to our YouTube, Barker family. Really. So thank y'all. We love y'all. Share, share, share. And go ahead, babe.
All right. Spirit of the living God, thank you for blessing us today. Thank you for this new day that you created for us. I just pray that this call brought value to a lot of people that got on this call, or people who will see this call later, as far as arguing. Just learning how to deal with that situation of the argument, the disagreement. Things are going to happen where we don't see eye to eye, but we just want to get a better understanding of what the person is really trying to say to us, or what they really feel, or even if it's something that is a deeper problem that we haven't understand. And I pray for it also, that if it's deeper than that, that we look for some counseling of some sort to help us get through these problems, so we can be an example of your kingdom, because that's what marriage is. It's an extension of your kingdom, and we just want to be that in the eyes of the world and people around us. And in Jesus' name I pray.
Amen. And last thing, I thought about, you was praying. A big thing, guys. Don't walk away. Big deal. That's a big, what is it? Breaking point. Don't walk away. If you're mad, upset, angry, just be like, you know what? We just got to continue this later. I need to get some air. Say something, but just walking away to walk away because you mad, or you just don't want to hear them, or slam the door, this and that. That's a big no. It's not healthy or helpful. But okay, y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all for chiming in. I love y'all. Amen. Amen. And
Amen.
see y'all, if not tonight, most likely for Marriage Monday or Men Monday. Y'all have a blessed one.
Peace out.
See y'all.